Greetings, fellow traders. Baldwin here. It's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Wednesday, January the 20th, 2021. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, let's see where we're at the market here today. So here we are, fresh all-time highs on the SPX. Again, green monthly chart here, up 44 points here today. Weekly chart, we took the inside week up. So that was a significant move. So good stuff there. We were generally leading bullish today after the gap up here on the SPX and on the ES too, and the push. But our bullish wave count's still in play, right? So the 1, 2, 3, 4, and looks like we're working on wave 5. So you can actually consider this wave 5. So at this point, anything above it is gravy. So nice push there above the wave 3 top. So let's see if it works its way to the top of the channel and where we go from there. Let's take a look at the SPY. Again, generally pretty low volume today. A lot of people watching the inauguration, stuff like that, and everything seemed to go pretty smoothly. So we'll see how that goes into the rest of the day and what they have in store. But again, generally pretty strong right here. So let's take a look. S&P futures, again, nice move here. Let's take a look at the intraday price action. So generally today, when we see a big gap up like this, it's tough to chase. We did get clear some key levels right here with some volume here this morning. So again, a little bit tight at the open, and then boom, we got this big breakout handle to all-time highs and a nice push over those levels right there. And now we're kind of in this price discovery area. But that's where Elliott wave really helps, right? Because you kind of have this 1, wave 2, and then this 3, 4, and maybe wave 5 up. So see how it holds right there, and we might get a little ABC corrective move. But we'll see where we go into the rest of the day with that one. MES, again, we're just going to check. I mean, basically right now it's just channeling up. So let's get a channel on this here. Just kind of do this for now and see how it holds going into the rest of the day. And so good stuff there. Let's see with the Qs. Again, guys, the Qs basically holding up the market today, I mean, for the most part all morning. So it's basically the big names, right? Apple, Amazon, Microsoft was super strong today, which we'll take a look at in a little bit right here. The IWM, not so happy about this whole thing today. It's just kind of blah. It did break out of that consolidation zone here this morning. We talked about how tight it was in the pre-market video, and we got a nice push up there, but it's kind of coming back and retesting it. So let's see how that goes in the rest of the day. XLF, guys, with relative weakness today. This got us a couple short opportunities on JP Morgan. I'll show you that chart. I actually missed 2 entries on it. Well, I mean, I tried to put an entry on it, but it skipped my bids, and I was able to get a short later. But a nice relative weakness on the XLF. A lot of divergences today, which kind of made things pretty interesting. Let's take a look at Apple here. Again, Apple, a real big push here today. Again, filled a prior inside day level, closing gap level, so impressive move there. Tesla, again, Tesla, mostly a gap up here today off of that tight range upgrade. But the electric vehicle names are a little bit weak today. A lot of other names like Blink and NIO and XPEV. XPEV actually had a nice gap up too, but a big pullbacks in these names today. So some pretty interesting stuff. We'll see how they go going into tomorrow. JP Morgan, this is one of my favorite ones on the short radar going into today. I liked it just because it had relative weakness after earnings. And yesterday was just sort of this inside day that looked like it was ready to push below the 80 MA. We got that here today. We do have an interesting open gap below, so definitely want to keep an eye on the radar. But good follow through on JP Morgan. We might get a little sideways action. We'll see how it goes from there. Kind of looking a little toppy up here anyway. Maybe it wants to at least form the head part of a head and shoulder. So we'll see how that goes there on JP Morgan. So XPEV, this is another one that we had on the long radar going overnight. We got a nice gap up on this one this morning. Gave a good opportunity to take profit, right? Because it was screaming up here this morning, right? So nothing wrong with raising stops on a big gap up like that and a push, right? And then of course it pulled back, and again that whole sector was strangely weak today, but is what it is. So good stuff there. Let's take a look. We've also got Microsoft was on our bullish radar going into today. It was in the bubble report this morning too. It was a strong day yesterday and got some beautiful follow through. Key entry on this one was that first 5-minute candle right here. It cleared all the pre-market levels. Beautiful stuff, and then just a really nice push off of that. It's still hanging in there today, so pretty cool stuff there on Microsoft. Still within the triangle range right here, so something to keep an eye on there. What else? Fedex. This was on our short radar today. We did get a nice gap down here. It's kind of, I thought it was going to push a little bit farther down here below the downward trend line, but it seems to be holding on to the 80 MA for now, but it did give an opportunity for profit overnight on the short side. And one more I just want to show. I didn't trade this one today, but I pointed out relative strength at the open. Look at Starbucks. Look how strong this one is. Just kind of coming out of nowhere here today. Bit of a breakout candle on this one, so I think you can definitely keep it on the radar to see if it gives a pause day or something like that. But look at this. Look at this strength today. Incredible. Holding the 80 MA all day today on after this pre-market breakout over the 15 orb high. Just a big move on Starbucks. Really incredible stuff. Moving like a FANG name, right? So pretty incredible. So good stuff there. We got a few chart requests out there. So Zoom, this is one that was on our bullish radar. We did get a gap up here today, but a quick pullback on it, which is pretty interesting, right? If we go to the daily chart, right, gapped above the inside day and then flushed through that range, let's see how it holds right here. It's kind of looking interesting at the 80 MA there. Lulu, this is kind of an interesting one too. We were kind of leaning a little bit bearish on it. It was coming out of the cloud, but wow, did they gap it up and push it this morning? Really, really impressive stuff on Lulu. Let's take a look at Snow, another request out there. So Snow, again, still kind of grinding its way down, but it's holding on to the golden zone right here. It gave a nice little pop here intraday. So let's see if it's starting a fresh wave up on Snow. So good stuff there. Facebook, again, really strong move yesterday, and today it gave a little. The social media names are a little bit weak, but it did give a nice gap up here this morning. It bounced off the prior geometric line, which is kind of cool. So good stuff there. We'll see how it holds. It's still under the 50-day moving average. Roku, again, it's another day, so another all-time high. See how it closes. It might turn as dark cloud cover. We'll see if they try to buy the dip on that later today. Amazon, again, was just ripping at the open today. Big gap up with the market, and this one's just been super strong today. Again, these FANG names have really held on, and one of the cool parts about this is right at the bottom of our triangle. We talked about this the other day. Really, really nice bounce off of these levels right here. And we could be working on a fresh move up and starting a larger wave 5. So definitely keep an eye on Amazon going over the next few weeks, especially since that earnings coming up too. Neo, another one to keep on the radar too, is kind of like an inside-outside day. So just kind of see how it holds today. It looks kind of interesting here. See if it can get above or it stays below the 80 MA. Might be working on possibly trying to go for that open gap below. So something to look at there on Neo. So good stuff, guys. Really appreciate the requests. Hope everybody has an awesome rest of your trading day. We'll see you guys in the market wrap. And until then, stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.